You are the youngest candidate in the city council.
Yes,
Toronto.
I know. We made history this year.
Okay.
In 2018, being the youngest Toronto City Council candidate.
Yeah.
I am 21 years of age. I'll be 22 in February 4th. So we clocked in right before my 22nd birthday and we made history. I'm so proud of myself when it comes to that. I ran.
You made history.
Yes, I did. My name is Itohan Evbagharu and I am an African woman. My parents are originally from East and West Africa. My mother is from Eritrea and my father is from the great ancient city of Benin. I was born in Montreal. I was raised in Toronto, so I am Canadian as well. But I'm totally in love with my backgrounds and the culture, so I'm an African Canadian woman.
Okay. You are from the Great Benin Kingdom.
Yes.
That's your father is from the Great Benin Kingdom.
Yes.
Have you been visiting Benin?
Oh, of course. I love Benin so much. Benin City is amazing. It's a city filled with so much culture, so much history.
Cultural oriented.
Yes, and I think that if we want to look back in history, the history books that school has given to me here in Canada is not enough. When I go to Benin, I find out the real history of the world, not just of the Benin culture. So I've definitely been to Benin. I was just there in 2017. I'm hoping to go this year as well. So yeah, I've been to Benin.
This year, this December?
Yes. Oh no, I'm hoping to go February. I want to go during the election period.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
of course.
So where's your dad now?
My father is in Benin right now. He's in Edo State, Benin, in GRA. He's in GRA. And yeah, he's just relaxing in Benin. You know, he has a nice, beautiful house in Benin. So I don't blame him. He's always been a man who said, you know what, you can work here all your life, but do you want to retire here? Do you want to live here forever? So he's a man who believes in his roots and loves Benin as much as I do. So.
Okay. What about your mom?
Mommy is here currently, but she travels like back and forth to Africa a lot. Mommy, she's here. She met my father in Montreal. That's where they met and got married. And yeah, she's Eritrean, Ethiopian. She was raised in Kenya and Nairobi. So I have a whole bunch of African culture around me in the background. But she's here in Toronto. Actually, she's currently traveling. She's in Africa right now, but she stays here in Toronto most times and is back and forth.
Wow. You know, I'm from the Great Benin Kingdom as well.
I know.
When I saw your name, I was so impressed. Oh my God.
You.
Have you been connecting with Benin people here in Canada?
To a certain extent, yes. Before my election, I spoke with I call him Big Daddy. He's been a part of my life for a very long time since I was a child, Chief Idemudia. And when I spoke to him about my election. He gave me a few words. He made sure that he also could spread it as much as he could, and he played a big part. So I've connected, but I know I can connect much more better.
Yes. Yeah, you can do that much more better. So have you been promoting the Benin culture?
For a fact, my big cousin, Omoside Egbunedian, she's running for the House of Representatives.
Okay.
And she's running for a second term. So I've been really keeping up with the elections, and through her, I've been promoting a lot of the stuff she does in Ovia, the constituency, and I've been promoting that, especially on my Instagram platforms, showing people like what Benin is like, what Ovia is like, specifically different places, and yeah, I promote it a lot. All my friends know that this lady, she's more Nigerian than she is Eritrean. Like, it's so funny. Everyone always says, why are you so more like Nigerian than you are? And I say that it's so different because the culture in Eritrea is loud too, but in Benin it's full of so much history, to the point where even the British are still dragging with us till this date.
Yes.
So definitely, I stay in touch with the Benin culture in different ways. In Benin politics, as I just mentioned, I'm pretty much up to date with what happens.
Can you speak Benin language?
Ah, gosh.
Go ahead, and we are waiting for you to speak at least a sentence.
Obagatope.
It's only that one.
Thank you for having me on the show. My Benin is in and out. Like,
we're gonna teach you how to speak more.
I know the insults, because if my daddy wants to,
you know the insult?
Yeah, that's the one I know.
Okay, say.
Also,
not the bad one.
me. He's, you know, my dad spoke English to me my whole life. He didn't really speak broken English to me either, but I picked up on broken English. So that's something I like to learn. But he spoke English to me. The only time he would speak Benin to me is when he wants to insult me. So that's why I know I can definitely remember. And he would say, oh, swore, and I'm like, oh my God, daddy, like me. What did I do to deserve this insult? Do you get? But that's what I can remember, because I can never forget my father insulting me. I'm like, Dad, like really? Because you know, if a man now insults you in his language, you don't hear the language all the time. It's like, what are you trying to say? So that's what I took on.
So I know that you are trying to build a strong bond with your father's culture. Yeah. But language is also the foundation of culture. You need to learn language as well. We will teach you, okay?
I'm ready to learn.
So you are bearing Itohan Evbagharu.
Yes.
So what motivated you to be bearing the Benin name? Both the surname and your name, they are all Benin names.
What motivated me was, I think, the fact that the name has very strong meaning. And I'm a very spiritual person, and I always boast on the glory of God and God's mercy on my life, and, you know, on the life of my friends and family. So when I now, you know, decided to which name I wanted to really be known for, especially in the political world here in Canada, I said, what name would really strike people's attention? My English name is Patience, but I said Patience, you know, I always get compliments. Patience is such a beautiful name. Oh my gosh, your name's so cute, so unique. But it was boring to me. I wanted to find a way to connect the Canadian world with my Nigerian world, and Itohan meant, you know, the mercy of God. It had something to do with the mercy of God. So I was like, you know what, I need to dedicate not just my life, not just my vision for myself, but my name and everything towards God. And I want people, when they refer to me, they're referring to God's mercy, because I am a product of God's mercy. So that's why I chose the name Itohan. And I said the last name, I'm a proud daughter of my father. I'm a daddy's girl. So I said you guys have to include my father's name there.
So you didn't think about the name being a source of marginalization, because many people, they don't want to bear their native names just because of the system that the name might marginalize them.
I thought about that. I thought about that very deeply. I asked my friends. I went to my friends and I said, what do you think I should put? These are all my names, but what do you think I should put down as the name that a lot of people will call me by, city council will call me by? And, you know, my friends were saying your English name. That kind of pushed me more to say, why though? Why? You guys are also Nigerians, but you guys are pushing me towards my English name. Why don't we want to embrace our names? You know, people have the fear of they may not pronounce it right. They may not even know how to even pronounce it, talk about pronouncing it right. And I say, well, we'll teach them. We'll teach them how to pronounce it. So that's why I said, you know what, we're going to use Itohan. So when people ask me what Itohan means, I can refer them back to exactly what it means. And when they ask me where it's from, with all pride, I can say it's from the ancient city of Benin.
You're so lovely.
Thank you.
You are the youngest candidate in the city council.
Yes,
Toronto.
I know. We made history this year.
Okay.
In 2018, being the youngest Toronto City Council candidate. Yeah. I am 21 years of age. I'll be 22 in February 4th. So we clocked in right before my 22nd birthday, and we made history. I'm so proud of myself when it comes to that, because it's not easy. In, you know, the person I was running against, I believe is in his 60s or so, and he's been in office for 12 years. So I mean, many of those that I ran against aren't my mate, but it's above all that, even the candidates themselves, many of them were like in their 30s or 40s. There was no one really under the age of 21, and I hit that button and I said, hey, I am, and I ran.
You made history.
Yes, I did.
Do you think you are the youngest in Canada as a whole, just in Toronto?
I think there's I know Toronto I am, but I think there's a possibility that as far as city council is concerned in Canada, I may be the youngest who has ran, because I haven't heard of any 21-year-olds running in the municipal elections in Canada.
This Edo girl history in Canada. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. We are all proud of you. Oh my God. Like on Facebook, when I posted your poster, people were commenting, Edo people, some people even embossed me. They said they are coming to Canada to come and visit you.
Oh my God.
They're so proud of you.
I'm so happy, and I'm so thankful for everyone's support, especially my Edo people. It means a lot to me, because I do it for our BD people as well, because I want them to know that, especially the youth, whether they're born here, whether they're not born here, I want them to know that you have a voice, and your voice is your power. In Nigeria, the youth, unfortunately, their voices are shut down 100%.
Yeah, because of the system.
Yeah, and over here, it is to a certain extent, but you have at least more opportunities. So I want people from, especially my culture, our culture, with such rich, we have, it's not just about Canada. We in our lineage, in our ancestry, we're leaders, we are kings and queens.
Yes.
So
from royalty
in Africa. Royalty. It's important that they know that. It's important because, you know, here in the city council elections, just even being the youngest person, there were a lot of, you know, like stereotypes, as in like, okay, you're a black girl, you're young. You're not just any black girl, you're an African girl, you know.
And you bear the name,
and I bear the name. Your name sounds very foreign. You know, a lot of people ask, can we trust names like this? And then when you think about Nigeria, unfortunately, a lot of people have a stereotype of Nigeria. They think that, you know, maybe we're all into fraud or we're all into doing nonsense things. And so when they see my name, they're stigmatized, like, who is this girl? Who does she think she is? And then now, being young as I am, they don't take me serious. Even though I have such a great portfolio and I have so much that I've accounted for before running for city council, they won't look at that. They won't look at, because of my age, because of all these things, because of my cultural background, they will discredit me for what I should be credited for. So it was very interesting. It took a lot of guts running in the election. I had councillors from other ward, well, one specific councillor from another ward, for his own political ambition, tell me I should not run in the ward that I want to run in, that I should go. He told me that, he said, I saw him at an event. I said, so are you running for re-election? He said, yes, I am. I said, oh, I'm running for election too. He said, what ward? I told him the ward. He said, oh, my advice to you is don't run there. Maybe get a few more years, then start running there later on. And I said, what is a few years going to do? Representation cannot wait. People want to be represented. It's not in how many years to come that I say I want to represent the people if I can't do it now. You know, there's a group in Nigeria. Their group is called Not Too Young to Run, and I'm a big fan of them. I follow them on social media platforms. I support them. Their famous slogan says, if I can vote at 18, then I can run. And I couldn't agree more. I believe in that. So being the youngest, it pushed me more, because that even pushed me more, because I said, all these people are, you know, I'm not discriminating age, but many of them are way older than me. What about people like me who want to be represented? There's nobody in city council or in politics in Canada that represents people like me, represent the youth. We don't have a voice. So I now said, we have to break that, and that's what pushed me to say, you know what, I don't care whether I have all the money in the world now, I don't care if I have all the time in the world now. With the time I have, with the money I have, with the resources I have, I'm going to go out there, knock on doors, and get people to vote for change and vote for young representatives, because in Canada we say diversity is our strength, but how diverse are we? It's a scam. We're not that diverse. When it comes to our economy, giving women seats in different boards, different places, jobs, youth, we're not. We're all, you know, we're all making less, especially people of color.
Yes.
They basically frame us to do work that is, you know, not paying us the best. There's type of jobs they have for us, and I wanted to break that. And my aim was to get into office, and I was aiming to employ only youth in my office. I wanted two of my offices to hold only youth, and I wanted it to be a whole bunch of people with color, specifically a lot of African people, African Canadians, so they can get that experience, and when they go back to our land, they can have that international leadership trait and say, you know what, we can challenge everyone here back home because we have that power now.
You know what? I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
What a powerful young lady like you.
Thank you so much.
You are so brave. You're so brave. Tell us what motivated you to say you want to start running for the city councilor
I know.
at age 21.
You know, I wish my mom and my dad were here. They would tell you right now that this girl, she's very stubborn. Growing up, I wasn't the best. Like, I wasn't the most disciplined child. They disciplined me, but I would always want my way. I was stubborn. I was a diva right from a kid. So I'm someone who, if I want something, I was diva right from a kid. So if I want something, daddy, mommy, I want this. Like, I was, you know, I really stressed them out a lot in terms of my voice was always used beyond theirs. Right when they want to say something, I'm saying something even louder. So growing up, you know, it's something that I practiced. In school, I was always doing leadership stuff. Like in elementary school, I would do announcements. I would say, can I do the announcements to in front of the whole school? I would do that. You know, I went to Catholic school, so when the priest would come in, they would say read prayers. I would volunteer and say, can I read the prayers in front of the whole school? I used to do a lot of stuff. I used to do things that would make me practice my leadership. So eventually, I started to realize, like, wow, this is really cool. I think it's something that I should put my energy into. So instead of just being stubborn and being a diva and wanting this and wanting that, why don't I want something better for the world? And that's when my focus changed. And you know, I always wanted to be a lawyer. And so when I got to school, I was looking at what I have to do for undergrad. I said, oh my gosh, I wish this was like Nigeria now. Like you just go to law, you're a lawyer after doing law school. But here you have to get an undergrad.
Mostly the SAT exam will frustrate you.
It was so annoying. So I was like, you have to do all these things. I said, okay, what can I do now for my undergrad? And I saw global political studies. The word global, I was like, this is it. Because it's not just, there was a difference between political science and global political studies. I chose global political studies because I wanted to not just take what I would learn here, but I wanted to take it back home to Africa one day. And I wanted to also lead in Africa. So I said this would be a great course to study. I did a lot of stuff inside school. I was joining a lot of groups. In the groups they would put me in front of a camera, so I was practicing like being confident. Yeah. And then the City Youth Council now came my way. The City Youth Council is an organization based in City Hall, and they represent the youth. They sign petitions. They advise the city councillors from the youth side. They conduct meetings, and they had an election for that, but it wasn't like everyone has to vote. It was the youth, and they did it online. I got elected online, and the youth voted me in. I was like, wow! Really? I was like, yay!
Because you have been acting or playing the role of leadership.
And what's so funny was I was in Nigeria when they elected me, so I was like, whoa! I'm here. I was in Lagos at the time. I remember I was in Lagos. I was just having a bite with my friend, and I just go on my computer, and I just see everyone congratulating me, and I'm like, what are you guys congratulating me for? And I see that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go back to Canada right now. I have stuff to do. I was so excited. It really brought out the best of me. It put me in places where I was going to events, talking with Mayor John Tory, talking with councillors about billion-dollar deals for transit, making sure that I'm speaking, I'm showing my own opinion. And after that, I got tired. I said to myself, wait first. Hold on. I had to ask myself, as a Benin girl, I say, wait, Itohan, wait. Don't check yourself first.
That is because,
yes, I say, Itohan, check yourself first. Because all this, now you know, experience my broken. So all this waka, you know, they do now, since, what have you gained from it? And I started to say, I'm giving them so much, but they're not even doing anything with what I'm giving them. I'm giving them information, they're not even using the information. They don't care about what we youth have to say. That's when I got upset, and I said, I'm going to run in an appointment process to City Council. I knew the chances were low because I knew how they played politics in that council chambers, but I still went after it. Once I did my first appointment to council, I spoke on behalf of council. The city clerk's official Twitter, they tweeted and they said the best at the podium. There were only 3 out of like 30 something people, and I was 1 out of the 3. So
you see?
I was feeling myself then. I was getting endorsements. Councillors, the first time I ever stepped in, they said, we want to see you running in the election. You're welcomed here. We want to see you here. You're one of the. They were just giving me compliments, and I was saying, I said, that's so. I said, yes.
So confident.
I said exactly. I said, this is it. I said, thank you. I said, this is exactly what I need. So after that, my head just went swollen, got big, and I said there's nothing that I cannot do. And I didn't look at my age, I didn't look at my finances, I didn't look at what I didn't have. I looked at what God has blessed me with, and I looked at my name. I looked
potential.
I looked at my culture. That's what pushed me to
your culture, Benin.
My culture pushed me. I said, where I'm from, most of these people, you guys don't have you guys have culture, but it's not as deep as my own.
Okay.
And I had to look, I was looking at a lot of things, and what pushed me the most was that what pains me was the invasion of Benin.
In future, are you planning to expand your leadership to Africa, specifically Benin?
Yes.
Are you planning to do that?
Yes, I definitely in the future I'm hoping to get into politics, representing Benin, because I want Aradio people to. I've only been to Nigeria 3 times, but you would never know. And what I realized is the first time I went back to Nigeria was in 2011. I was in Benin, and a lot of people were in Benin at that time. Many people. I went back 2014, I went back 2016, 2017, and I was so sad. I said, it's like everyone has abandoned Benin. So I definitely want to go back to Nigeria and get Benin working again. I want people to come back home. I want us to invest in Benin. I want to get Benin moving more better than Lagos or Abuja is moving. We have the potential, we have the culture, we have the history, we have the land, we have the soil. So I definitely have plans to go back and exercise that in Nigeria, no matter how complicated it is. People are scared. I always say, I'd rather die an honorable death than die a death of just being vain. So I'd rather fight for my people than to live a life fighting for nothing at all.
Oh my God, I'm having goosebumps. Such a powerful woman.
Thank you. So we have to make sure that, you know, especially in this day and age where youth are distracted, we don't care about our future, we have to literally take our culture with us. And what does our culture entail? It means being fighters. It means being, you know, Benin people were together.
Very brave. Itohan also has a relationship with the Crown Prince of Benin. So tell us about your relationship with him.
Yeah, as a Crown Prince, he's a friend of mine. He's very amazing. He's very caring. He'd make a very great Oba. I know that for a fact whenever he's crowned. He is just as passionate about Benin as we are. He has many organizations that, you know, he showcases the Benin culture. And definitely next time in Benin, I'm going to see the Crown Prince and make him give me a proper tour of, you know, Benin and just the kingdom, and, you know, just get more insight from him, because it's really cool that he's young and he's not someone who you can tell is just going to come into the kingdom and be a nuisance. Like, he's very cultured and he's a very nice person. So
have you been communicating with him?
Yeah, definitely. I think I even spoke to him like last week. I spoke to him last week. Yeah, he's really cool. He's really
so
cool.
He's inviting you to come to
Definitely. Like, he's always, you know, he asked me even the other day, he's like, when are you coming to Benin? And I said, I'm gonna come soon. Like, I'm gonna come definitely, so he can show me around some places. And, you know, definitely, I was talking to last week, he was just asking me, like, when are you coming to Benin? Like, he loves Benin a lot. So I believe the last time I talked to him, he was in London. Then he went back to Benin for the Igwe festival. So he was telling me about that. I just asked him to send me some pictures of the festival and whatnot, so I can get some behind the scenes footage. But most definitely.
So are you expecting something like being the queen? Queen of the Great Benin Kingdom?
You know what?
Will you?
Well, if I was asked to be the queen?
Yes.
That's a huge, I don't know if that would intertwine with my political agenda for Benin, because, you know, as a queen there's only so much you can do, but as someone who is governing Benin, we want to make, as much as I love to lead, as much as I love to be the queen and the idea of it is beautiful, I still want to make sure that Benin is influenced in a way that the kingdom itself cannot just do. But that's where, you know, the roles of the governing people can
change the structure.
That's true.
It's doable.
That's true.
It's doable, yeah.
That's true.
I can't wait to see you with the Crown Prince of the Great Benin Kingdom. So it's almost in love with our Crown Prince. Okay. For the Benin people who are watching now, what do you have to say to them? Speak a little bit of Benin to them. Especially those who are watching, those who want to come to Canada because of you. Some of them
speak Benin.
Speak Benin to them. Broken or Benin?
Broken.
Broken. Okay, go ahead with the broken.
Waiting, I go telling her, be say, make her just embrace your culture. May not be like, say, you know where you come from. You understand? So you get some kind of things that you could do now. After you don't watch this video finish, you'll first subscribe to the YouTube channel, one. Number two, you go make sure you wear, is my broken English okay?
Yes.
You'll make sure, say, you put on your crown of royalty. Because, you know, say us Benin people, we know they carry last, and we get royalty for our blood. Make sure, say, you resemble the leader where you be. And I will end it off by saying what I said in the beginning. Obagatok.
Oh my God.